The scanner slipped from Zack's hand and clattered against the concrete. He bent down slow, 35-year-old knees reminding him of every pallet he'd ever lifted. The night shift stretched ahead, another 12 hours of the same choreography. Scan, stack, move, repeat. He could do this in his sleep. Sometimes he wondered if he was. 4 a.m. break room. Coffee burned at the bottom of the pot. He poured it anyway. That's when his phone buzzed, another overdraft warning. The third this month. He closed his eyes. Felt the weight of it, not just the debt but the sameness. Every week identical to the last. He worked harder than most, stayed later, never complained. And somehow he was still sinking. Through the break room window he spotted her. Mrs. Rita, the day shift supervisor everyone respected and feared in equal measure. But it wasn't day shift. It was 4 in the morning. What was she doing here? She walked the warehouse floor with purpose, inspecting corners nobody looked at. When she turned, their eyes met through the glass. She gestured. Come here. Zack's pulse kicked up. He'd been written up before. Never by her, but there's always a first time. He stepped out. She stood by a stack of inventory sheets, reading something, not looking at him. You're always early, she said. Statement, not question. I'm on nights, ma'am. No. She finally looked at him. You show up 30 minutes before your shift. Every time. I've noticed. He didn't know what to say to that. Most people do the minimum, she continued. You do more. So why are you still here? Why haven't you moved? The question stung because he'd asked himself the same thing 100 times. I don't know, he admitted. She nodded slowly. What are you doing with your mornings? I work nights. I don't have mornings. You have early. Before the shift. Before the noise. Before everyone else starts taking your time. She tapped the clipboard. That's where it happens. That's where people like us break out. People like us. She'd been where he was. He could hear it. I don't know how, he said quietly. 5 a.m. start there. Decide what you want to learn. What you want to build. Who you want to become. She turned to leave, then paused. You've got the discipline already, Zack. You just haven't aimed it yet. She walked away, leaving him standing under the fluorescent lights with something unfamiliar rising in his chest. Possibility. He drove home as the sun broke over the horizon. The city looked different in early light. Softer, like it was waking up with him. He thought about Mrs. Rita's words. 5 a.m. 2 hours before his shift. Time that belonged to no one but him. His apartment was quiet. He sat at his small kitchen table and pulled out his phone. Opened a notes app. Typed. Day 1. 5 a.m. tomorrow. His heart beat faster. Scared. Excited. Both. All right, he whispered. Let's see what I'm made of. Zack clocked out as the morning crew clocked in. Fresh faces. Energy. 2 guys from shipping talked about certification exams. Weekend plans. Next steps. One of them was 23. He walked to his car invisible. At home, envelopes covered the counter. Electric. Internet. Student loan from the semester he never finished. He'd worked doubles while they partied. Worked holidays while they networked. Where had it gotten him? Mrs. Rita's question sat in his chest like weight. What are you doing with your mornings? The truth landed hard. He'd been running in place for years. Working hard. Going nowhere. Tomorrow, he'd wake at 5. Tonight, he had to believe it mattered. Rain drummed the window. The room stayed dark. Zack sat on the bed's edge, phone glowing in his hands. 4:58 a.m. stared back. The alarm he'd ignored for months. He opened settings. Created a new one. 5 a.m. hit repeat. Tomorrow. The next day. Scrolled down. Set it for 100 days straight. No inspirational quote. No post about it. Just him and a decision made in silence. His chest tightened. Tomorrow would hurt. Waking exhausted, fighting his body, doubting everything. But staying here, invisible, broke, stuck, hurt worse. He saved the alarm. Lay back. Didn't sleep. Waited for 5 a.m. to prove he meant it. Day 1, alarm screamed. Zack's body screamed back. Nausea. Head pounding. Every instinct said go back to sleep. He sat at the table anyway. Day 5. Hands shook holding coffee. Eyes burned. The logistics tutorial on his phone blurred. He wanted to quit. He didn't. Day 12. Anger hit. This is stupid. Nothing's changing. He almost deleted the alarm. Opened the notebook instead. Wrote. Inventory optimization basics. Day 21. Exhaustion lived in his bones now. No one noticed his effort. No praise. No progress he could see. Just him. 5 a.m. Still showing up. The body fought. He fought back. Day 30. The alarm didn't feel violent anymore. Just routine. Zack's mind sharpened. He studied warehouse flowcharts. Watched how senior leads managed inventory spikes. Patterns emerged he'd never seen before. Day 42, at work, he noticed a bottleneck near receiving. Pallets stacked wrong, slowing everyone. He didn't mention it. Just watched. Learned. Day 50. Push-ups came easier. 70 now. He meal prepped on Sundays. Small things. Compound things. Day 60. He stood straighter. Thought clearer. The warehouse looked different. Not smaller, but solvable. No one had said a word. But Zack wasn't doing this for applause. He was building something they couldn't see yet. Day 65. A lead asked Zack to help reorganize Zone C. Not the usual grunt. Actual layout planning. Day 70. Someone noticed. You seem different, man. Working out or something. Zack shrugged. Just waking up earlier. Day 78. A supervisor pulled him aside. Can you track this shipment discrepancy? You've got a good eye for detail. He did. Found the error in 20 minutes. Day 90. Zack walked through the warehouse differently now. Shoulders back. Eye contact steady. Not arrogant. Present. The skills mattered. But the real shift was deeper. He'd stopped waiting for permission to be capable. He just was. And people felt it. Day 100. Zack got a minute? His stomach dropped. Office calls never meant good news. The operations manager sat across from him. Slid a paper forward. Job description. Supervisory logistics coordinator. We've been watching. You handle problems before they escalate. You see things others miss. He tapped the paper. This is yours if you want it. Zack stared at the words. Double the growth potential. Real responsibility. I want it. He walked back onto the floor. Same fluorescent lights. Same steel shelving. Same concrete. But he wasn't the same man who'd stood here 100 days ago. 5 a.m. had rebuilt him. Quietly. 5:17 a.m. loading dock. Empty except for fog rolling in. Zack saw her first. Mrs. Rita, navy jacket, same steady walk. Their eyes met. She stopped. Studied him. The way he stood. The way he held himself. Long silence. Then, You finally showed up early for yourself. Not a question. Not praise. Just fact. Zack nodded once. Throat tight. She didn't smile. Didn't need to. Something passed between them. The unspoken understanding of people who've done the work no one sees. She walked past him. Paused. Keep going. 2 words. They carried weight. Zack stood there after she left, watching the sunrise break through the fog. He'd earned this. 6 months later. Zack arrived at 5 a.m., not for work, but for himself. Gym first. Then coffee. Planning the day before the chaos started. At the warehouse, he led the team he once blended into. Trained new hires. Solved problems others escalated. His bank account finally had margin. His life had direction. The early mornings weren't painful anymore. They were power. Success didn't come with applause. No viral moment. No overnight shift. It came in the dark. In the quiet. In the 100 mornings no one saw. While the world slept, he rebuilt himself. Your life changes at 5 a.m. The question is, will you be awake for it?